stage. Chrome throws sparks in the dark. It's about to be one wild race. Tape down, tailgate slam, dust on loose, badge on the cam. Small town pride, big stage fight. All eyes locked on the stripe tonight. It's Friday night NASCAR on the FWM network. Four wide, door to door, turn it up, let it hurt. From the short track speedways out to the dirt. Four wide motorsports, light it up, let it burn. Heat waves dance on the backstretch. Spotters call tied on the headset. One more lap till legends are made. Name on the wall, a fade away. Friday night NASCAR on the FWM network. Four wide, door to door, turn it up, let it hurt. From the short track speedways out to the dirt. Four wide motorsports, light it up, let it burn. Fire in the pipes, thunder in the seats. From the shop floor grind to the big show heat. This is your night, this is your turn. Four wide motorsports, let the horses run. Tonight, it's Friday night NASCAR on the FWM network. Four wide, door to door, turn it up, let it hurt. From the short track speedways out to the dirt. Four wide motorsports, light it up, let it burn.
Welcome everybody into the Four Wide Motorsports Network. I'm Charles Oberg and I'm with my good buddy Chase Clow here, and we are ready for the Don't Wreck It 80 here at Daytona Speedway, brought to you by Four Wide Motorsports and Eastern Technical Designs. Um, Chase, it's going to be a heck of a race tonight. What are you thinking, buddy?
I'm thinking that it's going to be a wonderful night, full of a lot of excitement. These guys are raring and ready to go with this new season. Um, I believe that tonight is going to be a lot about, um, you know, pit management and track position.
Oh, you're absolutely right. And as we're getting ready to grid here, a lot of guys came back from last season, and a lot of new faces tonight. So we're gonna have a lot of guys looking for people to team up with, people to draft with, and stuff like that. It's going to be very interesting. So this is one to watch tonight, and we are very excited here at Ford Ride Motorsports. Looking forward to this third season of the ARCA series. So let's jump into our grid because it looks like these guys are about to grid up. So I'll take the first row. Our Golden Chef Speech Pole Award winner goes to Yogi Schleer, first place in the number 12. Landon Brown to his outside on row 1. Daniel Michelle in the 25 on the inside of row 2. Wade Canning on the outside of him in the 29. Haley Moody is back in row 3 in the 50 on the outside of her. Colton Alderman in the 19. David Wormuth is our race contributor. He wanted to put this all together for us tonight. He's in eighth. He is 8 in the 4th row. Colton Brenier, we all know him from the booth. He's in 8th. Wes Wigan is in the 5th row in 9th. Michelle Wilson is in 10th in the 46th.
And in row 6 on the inside, we've got Chris Golden in the 86. To his outside, we've got the number 34 of Drew King. Row 7 on the inside, we've got Bradley Young in the 89. And to his outside, we've got Dagan Barnes in the 04. Row 8, we've got Hunter Carlson on the inside and Ron Walters on the outside in the 99. Row 9, we've got Hayden Bloomer in the 95 and Chris Norris in the 56 to his outside. Row 10, we've got Ian Whittick in the 84 on the inside and Dustin Glenn in the 80 on his outside.
Yeah, in 21st, we got Mason Euler. Ron Harold Rothery is in 22nd. Daniel Worthington in 23rd. Dallas Sunderman in 24th. TJ Skinner in 25th. Kalen Nadalzin, that's a different one, in 26th. Joshua Tesler in 27th. Alex Wilson in 28th. Bill Cramsey in 29th. Emmett Crow in 30th.
And then we've got Patrick Lanthier in 31st, Daniel Jones to his outside in starting 32nd. And to round out your field for the night is the number 27 car of Jonathan Christensen starting 33rd.
And that is one packed field right there. 33 guys taking the green flag here. The green flag is going to be sponsored by Kids Deserve Dads. The lights are off on the pace truck, and these guys are ready to get the season started. This is the point race, the first point race. If you were with us last week, we did the Clash. That was more of a fun thing, kind of for bragging rights. Our good buddy and last season's champion, Daniel Michelle, won that race. So, yeah, sit back and relax because we got a long race here. And the pace truck is in. Cars come by, doubled up. Gonna about ready to hit that restart zone, and they're off. Green flag brought to you by Kids Deserve Dads, as we got Daniel Jones and Landon Brown up front. Don't see much of anything out of the norm here. Just side by side racing. They're gonna have to just get in a line and push. The draft is big here, and you're gonna want to stay in line. You don't want to lose that draft. So people are gonna find racing buddies now. What do you think about that, Chase? What would you do in this situation? Would you be looking to pass, or would you be looking for racing?
Right now, I would be, looking for someone that I can work with, kind of get in a line and draft with. There's a lot of laps and we just starting off. So right now, I just want to maintain speed and just kind of flow with the group that I'm in and try to find some people that work well with me.
Yes, we saw back in the back while you were talking, we were going 3 wide in the back of the pack, so they're getting real racy back there. But up front, everybody's just kind of doing what you say, sitting in the rows. They choose. Oh, as we got the 10 looked to dive inside. Oh, no, that was Wayne Cannon, I'm sorry. Took a dive inside. No, maybe not. I'm sorry. The 19 dove inside of Colton Alderman. Wow, guys, we got cars all over the place. A lot of these new drivers, I'm not familiar with their paint schemes or the names right now. This is amazing. And if you like, join the chat. We already got Patrick Ormuth in the chat right now saying the 8 car is my dad. So go number 8. Kids are watching you. Yeah, join the chat. And, let these guys know how you feel and how they're doing.
Absolutely. It's always good to have the fans letting us know who they're rooting for, and it looks like we got another comment saying go David, so shout out to David. Yeah, these guys are just kind of feeling each other out right now, kind of drafting with each other, just trying to make laps, filling their cars out, seeing what they're going to do later on. Right now they're going through 1 and 2. There's an onboard cam with Mr. Wayne Cannon in the 29, currently sitting 4th.
Yeah, you notice right there how fast that car sucks up to the car in front of them. And you really got to, people think you get on this track and it's just pedal to the metal. But you really got to use the brake, take your foot off the gas. These guys are really working these cars around. It is not easy going around Daytona at all. As you see, a lot of guys getting kind of squirrely in that line. These cars are a lot to deal with on this track, for sure.
Exactly. I mean, the most, minor input, and you're going one way or the other. Your driving has to be pretty on point, and because if it's not, one thing could lead into another bad deal. Oh, we've got a accident going down the back stretch.
Whoa it up. It seems like most people avoided that wreck. The 34 of Drew King and the 95 get into it together. That 95 is held at Hayden Bloomer. Unfortunately, they're going to have to take a quick repair. The 60's involved, but I think that came after the fact. It looked like they missed just about everybody. And here's the replay right here. Tell me what you see.
Oh, looks like the 34 and I didn't quite see. I apologize. 34 and the 95, I think there was a little bit of touching and tapping a little bit further back, and 95 just kind of got a little loose and came down into the 14, which then kind of got the 34, and 34 just kind of went out towards the wall, and it was kind of over from there.
Absolutely, you're going to have that the chain effect here at with these speeds and the conditions right now on the track. We do have a couple drivers that we could bring down into the broadcast booth. I do not see where they are in our uh, chat, but we'll keep an eye on that for you.
Yes, it doesn't look like they're available at the moment. I don't remember hearing you say, I know we're 6 laps in, but I just, I apologize. I lost the info I had in front of me.
No big deal. We got a long race ahead of us, like we said, 7 laps in of 80. I know that their fuel, it's going to be a couple laps. What do you have on that?
I do apologize. Repeat that question. I'm having some issues with my electronics.
No big deal. You can work that out as we go. But I was thinking about how much fuel these guys could go on one tank. 7 laps in, I don't see any of these guys coming down pit lane. So I'm thinking they got a few laps to go before fuel stops even come in.
Oh, yeah. I could see them going, 24 to 26 laps on a green flag run. Now that we've had this yellow, they might be able to try to stretch it a couple more laps, but 24 to 26 is roughly the window.
Nice, and I'm sure we're going to have a couple more yellow flags in this one. And just to let you guys know at home, these yellow flags are brought to you by Make Tracy Famous Yellow Flags. Our first caution of the season. Make Tracy Famous Yellow Flag caution. Real quick, I just want to bring to everybody's attention that W Energy also sponsors the F4 Wide Motorsports. W Energy is a company dedicated to proving high quality energy drinks designed to enhance focus, endurance, and overall performance. Their products are crafted with a brand of natural ingredients, ensuring a clean and effective energy boost without the crash or jitters commonly associated with other drinks. W Energy is committed to helping individuals stay energized and perform at their best, whether during workouts, gaming sessions, or daily activities. Use code ALLTAKE10 on your next purchase at W.com for 10% off. And it looks like these guys are going to be doubling up here. And we're going to stack them up and do it all over again.
Also, on the subject of coming back to, pit stops and whatnot real quick, we got to take into account here also, with these cars and whatnot, currently with the weather, it is partly cloudy and the air temperature right now is about 86 degrees, and the track temperature is at about sitting at about 118 degrees, with a humidity of 36.4% and wind out of the north at 9 to 10 miles per hour. That track temperature can also have an effect on these cars and the tires as well.
Yeah, that's what I was going to follow up with is the track temperature. That's blistering, and these tires at this speed are going to be heating up quite a bit. So I'm sure with pit stops, you say about 24 to 26 laps, I'm sure they're going to use tires. They have 3 sets, the set they started with and 2 in the pits to finish the race off. So they'll have to use those strategically along with pit stops to get to the end. But no stage break, which is interesting because usually we do have a stage break in the ARCA series, but we opted out of the stage break for this race. It is a long race, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. These drivers' endurance is going to play a big part on this, and the pace truck is pulled off, and We are green.
Yeah, the kids deserve dad's green flag is out, and we go back to green flag racing. And Juan Walters pulls into the lead, and it's the first time he's leading tonight and taking that bottom line. But that top line, with only 4 cars out there, is going strong. That bottom line is trying to get connected, but just seems to be all over the place now. More cars are joining that top line, and they're just going to get a heck of a push through.
Yeah, and the more cars you have in that draft, they're gonna push a little bit harder forward than the cars down on the low line, only having less cars. But as they start grouping back together and finding the line that they need, they're gonna start moving a little bit. As you see, the front 3 are currently grouped together, and they're just slowly kind of pulling away a little bit now from the 4th place on back. But 4th place on back with, like I said, those other cars behind them, they're catching back up.
Yeah, everybody seems to be moving in and out of the draft and trying to find that group that they work best with. But it's hard to find that group when a lot of these guys have probably just joined the league. They don't have a lot of time running around the guys ahead of them or behind them. So it must be a real scary moment in these cars, at this speed, going, oh, do I trust this guy ahead of me? Do I trust the guy pushing me? A lot of decision making here in just a matter of fractions of a second.
I am trying to see if I can find a few stats here. Currently, as it sits, I believe go ahead, partner. I'm trying to find this statistic real quick.
No, not a problem, man. I was gonna say Daniel Michel is already way in the back of the pack and came in. It looks like he had some damage to repair, but came in and now he's off the draft. So that's our last year's champion, struggling a little bit early on in the race. But if history serves itself, he will be back up front by the end of this race. You could almost guarantee it, but once again, it's Daytona, so maybe revert on that statement and say you never know what happens at Daytona. So another thing we're going to have to pay attention to, and the second caution comes out.
Let's see what happens.
Going 3 wide. Oh, and the 89. Bradley Young goes 3 wide. It closes up real quick.
Oh my gosh.
He gets into the car in front of him, and then somebody just could not slow it up and drove right through him. Unfortunately, that's going to be the hardest part of this track, is slowing up for cautions in front of you.
Can we
take another look at it?
Yeah, can we catch that car that went airborne? Pretty sure I saw one.
Yeah, as you see the 89 coming down, trying to shoot that gap, and runs out of room. Looks like him and 60 were going through the same real estate there, and that never works. And the 34, like you said, Drew King having a rough day. This is already his second accident, and not to his fault at all, but watch this hit. Nowhere to go. Nose down.
Oh, geez.
Oh, what a horrible feeling that is.
Yeah, that's definitely a tough break for him, just trying to get himself up there and just being in a bad spot. Unfortunately for him, that's some pretty catastrophic damage there.
It really is. But I'd like to take a minute. I'll shout out to one of our other sponsors here, and our sponsor of the ARCA series, Eastern Technical Designs Company. Eastern Technical Designs Company provides design and drafting services for commercial, industrial, and residential construction. Service include architectural renderings from primarily plan design as well as final construction drawings. Construction drawings include all necessary structural, building, plumbing, mechanical, and electrical plannings as required to produce a finished building and or structure. This company is owned and operated by our one and only Tracy Brown, the producer here at FWMN. If you in the eastern region of North Carolina, look ETD up for any of your drafting needs. And we'd love to thank Tracy for all he does here and sponsoring the ARCA series for us. Appreciate you, good buddy.
Glad to be on board, Chooch. Appreciate that, buddy.
Yeah, Tracy does a good job for us, for those guys watching at home. He's really working those buttons behind the scenes as we talk, and we couldn't do it without him. So awesome job, Tracy, and welcome to season 3. This is gonna be a great one.
I'm
Yeah,
definitely.
I didn't mean to cut you off there, Chase. Yeah, I just want to chime in a little bit. Man, look at the doggone car count. I know the scoring tower only goes to 20, but man, we have 32 cars that entered this race. And for the first point paying race of the season, that is an incredible turnout for this 4-wide motorsports league.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree with you more, and I believe this league is growing and growing, and it puts out a great product week in and week out, and a lot of great exciting races as this one. 14 laps, only 2 cautions. We're trying to make Tracy famous, and the yellow flag. So yeah, it's fitting hand in hand, but yeah, we're gonna have a lot of storylines coming out of this race. A lot of new names, a lot of new faces here. So, apologize not to have the whole storyline and script set, but we're going to watch this unfold. This is the first race of the season, so we got plenty of time to create those stories. And by the end of the season, I hope to know all these guys, pretty well, and see them show up week after week and put on a great show for all you fans at home.
Also, I just want to add in for all these drivers racing tonight. Looks to be like there's a couple, or at least a few, number 8 and number 16 fans tonight watching from home. So shout out to number 8 and number 16 out there. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, not a problem, man. That's what it's all about, is giving our fans the props. We appreciate your fans coming in and watching this race and being a part of 4-Wide Motorsports and 4-Wide Motorsports Network. I don't think a lot of these guys would do what they do if it wasn't for the live broadcast and being able to have their families come out and support them in what they love to do. I know when I'm behind the car or behind the wheel of the car, I know I like all my fans and kids. My kids watch all the time, so it is very important. Bill Cramsley from Sydney, New South Wales, Australia. Drop bears and bald eagles. I love it. So that's our maybe. I know we got a couple Canadian drivers, but that might be our first overseas as we go green flag. Kids deserve dads. Green flag is out, and we go racing. And Colton Brenier jumps out to a huge lead, but we know how dangerous that is here at Daytona. You might want to get on the brakes a little bit and wait for that draft. What do you think there?
Yeah, I definitely think being by yourself, it doesn't do you a whole lot of good. I mean, yeah, it's clean air, but that draft will definitely, especially if you get someone that you know, someone that you work well with, just working as a pair, even, just uh, pushing you along, Not only that, but drafting also helps, again, with the fuel consumption. Believe it or not, drafting helps kind of alleviate a little bit of fuel. So, the draft actually helps you. So if you're out by yourself, you're getting all that drag, just it's good, but at the same time, it's not really helping you here.
No, as we watched the 19 just jump to the outside and left Colton there by himself for a little while. And you see how fast the 19 got around him by jumping outside, picking up that top line at that perfect time. And now Colton and that bottom line have dropped way back. And I suspect that these guys, they're going to drop down to the at least middle of the track or bottom line. We'll see what happens when that bottom line gets there, if they go back down there.
You got Dustin Glenn there with the top two. Looks like...
Well, now the 19's on the inside all by himself. He got dropped off, and so he's going to fall back. And now look at the freight train of Colton. Colton gives him a huge tap. Kind of gets out of sorts. The 99 gets left out of the deal. And Colton's right there back in the track trying to push him forward. But that bottom line just went through a lot of different emotions there on that bottom line, for lack of better words. But it seems like the top line has got the run and got it figured out. And these guys on the bottom, oh, look at the stack up there. Good job getting through it. Everybody drives right through that. But yeah, Chase, I don't know. We got a race here. A couple guys up in the wall.
Yes, we definitely have a race here, but from what I'm seeing, at least at the moment, I believe the high line is definitely the lane of choice so far. The bottom line kind of tries to get her going, but that high line just keeps for everybody, and I think that's why everybody's picking the high line right now, is because it's so good right now.
And look who's up front. We got Mr. Wayne Cannon himself, is 4 Wide Motorsports. He's the guy that put it all together. So without him right here up front, none of this would happen. So Wayne's the league owner and showing off his skill, and right behind him, Mr. Chris Golden, Mr. ARCA himself, right behind him, and Hunter Carlson and Daniel Worthington with Hayden Bloomer is your top 5 right there, and they're going for it.
Yeah, those guys are definitely pushing a little bit. We're getting closer and closer to that pit window.
Oh, we got another yellow.
We got a Make Tracy Famous yellow flag out.
Our producer just came across and said this might be the big one. Right back in the back of the field, the 60 gets into, I didn't see that number there, and oh yeah, all sorts of cars going around.
I'm not sure if I'm seeing right, but it almost looks like the 60 kind of got into him a little bit more with intent, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you can have it. No, it looks like the 57 was kind of coming up the track. I don't think the 60 expected him to keep that line. I thought the 60 thought the 57 was going to, move up the track a little bit there, because the 60 had a run, and the it looked like the 57 or 67 there didn't get out of the way, or he didn't think he was out of the way. Let's watch it from inside the car, get a better look. Yeah, because you can see him. He's the 60 trying to get there. Oh, yeah, just.
Oh, wow. he just
Yeah.
fell off power a little bit, it looks like, or braked a little bit.
Yeah, maybe he was trying to save tires and checked up in front of let's see, this is Emmett Crow, our good buddy Emmett Crow, another one of our commentators. That's not a good day for Emmett right there. Hopefully
Definitely
he can
not.
come in, get a fast repair and get it back up on the track. But that one good thing is that's gonna bunch all these guys up. And as we talk, we got a bunch of guys on pit lane. We got Wayne Cannon on pit lane. We got Colton Brenya. A lot of our leaders now in the pits. Yeah, a lot of guys just taking fuel only. I think these stops are about 6 to 8 seconds. Some guys are taking tires where they're more a 14.7 to 15-second pit stop. So it looks like some of the guys that were a little further back only took fuel, and then some of the guys in the back took fuel and tires. So we're gonna have to watch that quite a bit, because that's a mix of strategy coming out of the pits now.
Yes, this is definitely where those pit strategies are coming in, as they're doing about 2 to 3 laps ahead of the windowed schedule.
Yeah, with a lot of cautions. This is a big track, but with the lights still on the pace car, I'd just like to mention Golden Chef Speed Shop is our pole sponsor, pole award sponsor. But Golden Chef Speed Shop is your go-to iRacing setup shop for fast, affordable performance. Owned and operated by Chris Golden and Hunter Carlson. We're focused on giving every driver a competitive edge without breaking the bank. For just $5 per setup, we deliver reliable, race-ready setups built for consistency, speed, and confidence on track. Whether you're racing for fun or chasing wins, Golden Chef Speed Shop provides quality tuning at the lowest price around. Fast, affordable, competitive Golden Chef Speed Shop. Performance you can trust. So yeah, check those out if you're a league owner or want a whole deal. They put together quite a bit of different packages for different things. Or if you're just a single racer looking for $5 per setup, is not a bad deal if you shop around.
Definitely not. Just real quick, go through our top 10 at the moment. Hopefully I can get them right. Is sitting first at the moment is Colin Nadolzin. Then you got Bill Cramsey, Daniel Worthington, Wayne Cannon, and Chris Golden rounding up your top 5. And then you've got Harold Rothery, Colton Brenner, and Colton Alderman, Ian Whittick, and Landon Brown rounding out your top 10 at this point in the race.
Yeah, as we've seen these restarts completely change the order of this race over and over again. There's been a couple of guys, not many. Wayne Cannon has been very consistent up front. Colton Brenier has been very consistent. I suspect a lot of these other guys that dropped off will come back and be up there. But right now, yeah, we got a whole bunch of new guys. Cramsey, Rothery hasn't been up there. Alderman hasn't been up there. Landon Brown, I think this is his first time up there. And your pole sitter right now is the number 2. This is his first time up there. So as the pace truck goes off, we go across the starting zone. The 2's off, gets a good jump. 60 follows on the outside, and we are green flag. And that's another that kids deserve dads. And now it's the inside line that takes off, and the outside line's having a lot of trouble It looked like the 60's up in the wall. 60's having a trouble trying to keep it down. And the field goes by him. He drops just about all the way to the end of the field. Still having trouble trying to get into line there. I'm sure his spotter's yelling, not clear, not clear.
Yeah.
And he's begging for it clear.
Yeah, he is. And that's just kind of the nature of the beast of this place, you know. You get out of that line, or you know, something like that happens where you kind of just get up and kind of skid the wall just a little bit. You trail back pretty quick at Daytona.
Yes,
just
you watch the two. Yeah, you watch the two right there fall way back, get out of the traffic, fall way back, and you know, now Wade Cannon's in control of this race once again on that outside line. I know in practice Wayne had said that he really enjoyed that outside line, so him and Chris Golden, they're really going to work that outside line quite a bit today, I assume.
I wouldn't think any different than what you're thinking, buddy. That inside line's coming in there pretty nicely as the race is going on, but that outside line, number 3 kind of gets, we got a wreck. There's the big one.
We got cars everywhere, and Rothery jumped up into the outside line and just couldn't hold it because, you know, that outside line had a bunch of steam. And unfortunately, Rothery goes around in front of the whole field. Oh, it's Daniel Michelle gets into the back of Rothery as Rothery's turning around the track. Unfortunate night for Daniel Michelle. Meatball. We got Wayne Cannon with the meatball, Chris Norris with the meatball, Daniel Michelle with the meatball, Chris Golden with the meatball, Colin Nidez and Nattles, and all with meatballs. That means they are going to have to get back to the pits and take a repair to continue the race.
Yes, and I wonder if we can get any of the anybody to talk to. Just maybe further back behind that, see what maybe they saw or anything.
Yeah, I mean, we had a couple people we wanted to bring in here tonight. I still can't find them on the chat. Maybe Trace could send them a message if they want to come into the booth. But one of those people was Wayne Cannon. I'm sure he's a little hot right now, and so was I think it was Chris Golden. But maybe if we could find Hunter Carlson, he was back in 19th when that all went down. So maybe bring him in here, send him a message. But as we look at, thank you, Tracy, as we're watching a replay, Hunter Carlson's view of what happened in front of him. You'll just see how far up it happens, and watch how fast Hunter's already there. Look at that, just everything all right in front of him.
He did a fantastic job of avoiding all that.
Yeah, he definitely checked it up. Good thing nobody got in the back of him. But you know, a check up like that, Hunter's already been in the pits. Oh no, he wasn't in the pits. This is his first pit stop, so he gets tires. So like I was gonna say, I feel bad for the guys that did come in and pit, took tires, and had to check up because now they flat spotted those tires. So those tires aren't going to be as nice as they were, and they've only had like five laps on those tires since they changed them. So unfortunate for the guys that had to check up for that with brand new tires, because they're going to be hard to control at the end of that stint.
May I note?
Yeah, bring Emmett in. If we could bring in Emmett Crow.
Hey,
Mr. Emmett Crow.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing out there, buddy? I know it's not the best race of the night for you, but just give us a little bit of a rundown on how you're feeling out there and what the race has been like from inside the car.
Well, You know, my mama said if I didn't have anything nice to say, not say anything. No, I'm just joking. The car's been great. You know, we got turned by Cramsey, but other than that, you know, we've been keeping our nose out of everything. But yeah, I mean, it's been a fun race. Been fun to be a part of it, and it's definitely y'all are doing a great job. I've been hearing we got a couple drivers listening to the broadcast. How has this race been for you, Chase and Charles, in the broadcast booth?
It's definitely been very eventful. You guys are doing the best you can, and definitely wish you the best of luck in the the rest of the race going forward.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully, we'll be doing an interview post race, maybe.
There you
good
go.
luck on it, man. Hey, you know, it's Daytona. Anything can happen, but as long as you keep yourself clean, man, you'll get there at the end. So, slow and steady, brother.
Thanks, Jude. I appreciate it.
Not a problem, man. Good luck. All right, so you just heard from our good buddy Emmett Crow out there, and you know, he's saying the race is kind of hectic as we see. Fourth caution, 28 laps, as they're doubled up again, ready to start it over, reset. The lights are off on the pace truck, and we got Hunter Carlson. I mean, Colton Brenier. I'm sorry, is back up front. This kid has been bouncing around up front all day. About the only one consistently up front now. You know, as we saw, Wayne Cannon was very consistent, and unfortunately he had to take that meatball and has to drive back up front again. If that car is as fast as it has been all day, he will sure to be back up front. But here we go, coming across the fourth turn here, coming out of fourth turn. Pace truck ready to dip into the pits. Are we in the fourth turn? Maybe we weren't in the fourth turn.
We are, I believe we are.
Yep, coming out of the fourth turn. The pace truck's in. Cross the starting zone. They fire off. And here comes another green flag sponsored by Kids Deserve Dads. Green flag is out, and they are underway. The 14 gets a good jump. He's got a good pusher. And let's see what that inside line does.
Yeah, once again, it looks kind of like, you know, that outside line still has a little bit of the edge, but these guys on the inside definitely aren't letting them go away very easily.
Yeah, you know, it's back and forth, like, you know, good Daytona race would be. And Colton takes a dive down to the inside, picks up that inside line there. The other thing here is, you know, I don't really think about when I think about Daytona is, you know, iRacing has a spotter that you could have that's, you know, kind of an AI spotter that tells you who's on the outside. Oh, we got guys spinning in the infield, brings out our fifth caution. Make Tracy famous, 5 cautions. Tracy's pretty famous tonight, but that looks like Mitch Wilson goes around. I don't know. We'll have to watch the replay on that. But some of these guys have live spotters that could really give them a lot more information, and some don't. So that's a mix of a lot of different things. And oh, it looks like just everybody kind of checking up or something there. 16 gets into the wall, gets a little slow. The 55 gets into the back of the 16, and then Wilson has nowhere to go in the 46, and just collateral damage, and doesn't really pick anybody else unless, you know, anybody else got into that after the fact. I don't know if anybody else spun out there, but
I don't believe he did. I think
it looked like he caught. Did he catch
90? Oh, what is that? The 67?
Emmett Crow, caught Emmett Crow, and we just had him in the booth. But it didn't look much like Emmett had any, you know, it just looked like he rolled off the front end, and hopefully Emmett doesn't have too much damage and can keep it going.
Yes, sir. I think he avoided a pretty bad could have been bad there. Looks like Wilson is gonna make his way to his pit box and hopefully get that repaired, and he's on his way back out now.
Yeah, absolutely. With this race, I think we had 2 fast repairs available to the drivers, and Daytona is one of those races where you absolutely need fast repairs and give these guys a fighting chance to get to the end. But with 50 laps to go, at 30 in the books, 50 laps to go, and 5 cautions, you can imagine some of those fast repairs have gone away for some of these guys. So now you weed out guys that have gotten into wrecks, and now you're, those guys that hung back a little bit and took their time and were patient are going to come back up through the field. So a lot of race left, a lot of different changes in positions here. And don't forget, it's a point race, so every one of these position counts, and all of them are going to be fighting just as hard for the next 50 as hard as they were fighting for the first 30.
And you're not wrong about that. And I do apologize. These guys are definitely trying to give it their all to, set that stone in the standings to start the season off. Because obviously, the better you start off the season, the better you have moving forward through the rest of it. So still
Yeah,
under.
I'm just checking.
What was that?
Real-
Sorry.
I'm just checking something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this is going to be a chase for a championship. So the chase points is your biggest thing in a chase. So that'll be brought to you by 213swimwear.com and presented by Crown Awards. That every point counts in the chase. It really does. It's not like the point system or the championship. What do they call it? The bracket there, where you take the 16 and then the 8 and then the chase is a lot more dependent on points. So every point matters.
Also, since we're still under yellow, I'd like to take a quick moment to talk about a good friend of ours. And his name is Scott Shive. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, that is Scott.
He is asking for a little bit of help. He has an opportunity to test a limited late model, but he needs a little bit of assistance. Not asking for a whole bunch or anything like that. Just could use a little bit of help. He does have a GoFundMe, which I believe we can put in the YouTube chat. If anybody would like to help this gentleman out with his dream of being able to test run a limited late model, we can definitely put it in there, and if you'd like to help him out, that'd be great. But if not, definitely be supportive, because that's a pretty big deal. So yeah.
No, absolutely, man. And we want to help as many people as we can. So if you would like your name mentioned, or you'd like to be part of the broadcast or whatever, we do offer these the flag sponsorships, full race sponsorships. We'll bring that we'll bring that up at the end of the race to help out. So there's all sorts of ways to help out here and help guys get to where they want to be, whether it be in race cars and all their endeavors. But if you have a birthday coming up or you want to get your name mentioned on the broadcast or a little shout out, whatever it may be, there's plenty of ways to do that here at FWM. So stay tuned for all that. Yeah, we got somebody in the broadcast. Suffuse 79. Boo, take out a loan like a true American. Yeah, that always helps. I know how many loans I have, and it hasn't helped me any. But it looks like the pace light is off, and we are almost ready to go green flag racing. Actually, the best loans to have is for Snap-on tools, man. That's never a good loan to have, because I'm pretty sure I'm still paying for sweatshirts I bought, 30 years ago. So
I can attest to that. Matco tools. Any of them, and any of them can be bad on the other side, but dang it, you need them at that time.
Oh, definitely. Well, we're getting.
Sorry. I was gonna say they're definitely worth it, though.
Oh yeah. There's nothing like a good tool in your hand. I work for building different furniture and stuff, and a retail place now, and I'm using all generic tools in that place, and I cannot stand it. After coming from using great tools for a long time, using their tools is very difficult. So.
Yes.
It's we got John Hill saying pull up Ramsey for an interview. Another one that I don't see in our list, must be in a different Discord. A lot of these guys, as we about to go green flag racing here, let me get that underway. The Kids Deserve Dads green flag is out. And once again, Colton Brenner takes a huge jump, and look who's behind him, Landon Brown in the number 5. And sorry, having a coughing fit here. Let me take a break.
Oh, you're fine. You got your first 3 of Brenner, Worthington, and Wigan. Brown fell back to 4th, but he is still right there with him. It looks like Briner went up top, and he actually fell back, getting in line with the guys coming up on the top side. But you have Worthington leading the way right now, Wigan right behind him, and Brown in 3rd. Looks like that low line's pushing forward. Looks like Worthington moves up to the high line right in front of Briner.
Yeah, got a little dirty air there. Briner looked like he got into the wall, but real quick mention, I want to say right now, Daniel Michel, our last year's champion, is in 7th place right now after getting into a couple of little accidents and starting all the way in the back, losing the draft. He is back up to the top 10, and watch out for this kid.
That is amazing.
Oh, as we got in the wall. Oh my God, right in the wall sideways as Colton and him get into it a little bit, and sent him up right in the wall. 6th caution of the race. Once again, making Tracy famous.
Good old Tracy.
Good old Tracy. We'll have to ask Tracy to bring that one back to us, because I want to see how he got up sideways right in the wall.
Yeah, I was watching behind that, but I did see it out of the corner of my eye. We're going to take a look back here real quick. It looks like
right here.
The 08 and the 14 were drafted, and they're coming through, and it looks like the 14's kind of up his bumper. Oh,
Ooh, yeah, looks
Oh.
like you got, might have been a little net code because it didn't seem like he got to the rear. Oh, maybe he did. Maybe he got the nose up there a little too high.
I think he might have
Yeah.
scuffed him just a little bit when he came to the left, coming down again. Right about
Yeah,
there.
yeah, right there. You're right. You're right. That turns the 88 up into the wall, and then the 08. I'm sorry, and just sticks him to that wall, and he's driving around the track on the wall. This is a good view right here.
Uh, Producer, do you think we might have a rear bumper camera that we could see, just to get a glimpse from that after this?
Whoa, everybody, hold on to your coffee.
I was just kind of curious if we could see it from the 08's rear bumper. Yep, there you go. And here we can. Nice motor.
Yeah, get to look at how detailed these cars really are. You know what? None of the belt cars.
I noticed that.
You gotta get the mechanic out there and loosen those belts up there.
But yeah, that it just kind of looks like one of those deals. He was drafting with him pretty tight, and he just made a bad adjustment and steer, and just kind of came across his rear bumper, and unfortunately took him into the outside wall.
Yeah. So as we get down to about halfway, we're at 43 laps to go. This is the Don't Wreck at 80, so we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back with you. So stay tuned, and hopefully we make it back as soon as possible. Welcome back, everybody, to the Four Wide Motorsports Network as we go green flag racing with 41 laps to go. Yeah, kids deserve dad's green flag racing, and we're underway where we left off with Wes. Actually, Wes Wagard again moves into first place, and Colton Brenier's still up there. Colton Brenier's been the only one that has been consistent. But here comes Landon Brown on the very outside, splits him. The 88, Wes Wagard goes down the middle, gets pushed all the way back, and here comes the 25 of Daniel Michel. Major threat in this series, last year's champion. He's up to fourth place he was scored at? Yeah, oh my goodness.
Yep. You are correct. And
we got a couple guys that look like they're off the track, like Haley Moody looked like disconnected. Yogi Tesler, Drew King, and Daniel Jones don't look to be on the track any longer. As we got Landon Brown and Colton Brenier side by side, taking up that first row. Looks like Wes Wigan and Dallas Sunderman taking up the second row.
we got a yellow.
Another yellow, seventh yellow, and here comes the pace truck. Oof. Ron Walters into the 60. What happened to Ron? Chase, let's see. Let's see.
Looks like the 60 comes up into the 99, and it gets them both loose. And
Absolutely right. I saw the same thing. It looks like the 60 just snapped and the car just went up the track a little bit and nowhere to go. And then the 99 was there. And 60 sends the 99 spinning.
yeah, definitely sends the 99 for a little bit of a ride there that he didn't want to be going on. But that also kind of falls back, what I said early on, just when you're in the draft and around everybody else, that minor steering movement just can do all sorts of things that you might not want it to do. So, unfortunately, it kind of looks like the car got a little loose, and you've seen the aftermath of that. So
Yeah, and unfortunately, he's a guy from Australia trying to get into more circle track racing, more stock cars kind of stuff. But hopefully he sticks around because he's been doing a great job all day. Glad to have him along with us, and hopefully he sticks around and sticks with it because I could see him getting better and better every week. But real quick, while I got a second, I would say Leadfoot Racing League. Leadfoot Racing League is an iRacing community owned and operated by Tracy Brown, Lenny Brown, and Landon Brown, dedicated to delivering exciting and competitive racing. The league features late model stock competition every Sunday night with a strong focus on clean driving, fair competition, and sportsmanship. Leadfoot Racing League provides a drivers of all skill levels and welcoming the professional environment. Through well-organized sessions and close on-track battles, the league continues to grow as a premier destination for sim racers who love short track racing and high-intensity action. Yeah, you can join us Sunday night over on Leadfoot TV, and I also do the broadcasting over there on Sunday night, so always something going on. Leadfoot is a great a great league for late model stocks. That's a lot of fun over there. They have 2 different divisions running every Sunday night. So go ahead and check them out.
Yes, absolutely. We are obviously still under yellow. Looks like we have 38 laps to go as of right now. Your top 10 at this point, just for a little update, is going to be Briner, Brown, Michelle, Sunderman, Warmouth, Young, Whittick, Rothery, Barnes, and Norris. So a little bit of a change up in this go round. Just a couple of notables still up there. Just obviously Brenner and Michelle. Looks like.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, I was going to say a lot of newcomers up there mixed in with them. So, it's not all the last year's guys that have ran together before. There's a sprinkle of different, different guys that don't necessarily know what they're in the middle of right now, and guys that do know what who they could trust and who they're going to draft with and have a dancing partner towards the end. But with 37 laps, we're a little ways before those decisions are made, as the pace truck lights are off and we're getting ready for another green flag shortly.
Yes, sir.
Just to mention too, next week we're live here, same place, same time, and we'll be at Kansas Speedway next weekend, next Friday. So is that next Friday? Wait a minute. Yeah, that's next Friday. I'm sorry.
Definitely can't wait to broadcast for my home track. That's going to be an exciting one next week. And the
pace truck dips up.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, we're at Green Flag Racing once again with Kids Deserve Dads at the Don't Wreck It 80 from Daytona. And Colton doing a great job getting back out front. Landon Brown right behind him. And then Danny Michelle rounds out your top 10. They got that bottom line going right now. Nobody out behind them really doing much of challenging anything. And now the looks like the 58 kind of joins the crew in that nice Oreo car right there. But here comes the 8. The 8 wants help. Somebody's got to give the 8 help, or that whole crew is going to fall behind with those 4 cars right in a row like that.
Yeah, they got to pull something together here to keep up with the pack. Also, shout out to Chris Norris. You have a fan in the live viewing from home. So Chris Norris, you've got a fan corner going.
Yeah, rooting for the Sarge. Good old Chris, man. Glad to see him running well. Don't want to give him the and as we got guys just as we're talking about it, Lovin's racing, and those guys were all over each other back there, but seemed to get it right back in a row. And nobody's on that top line anymore. Did you notice that? Everybody's down on the bottom mostly.
I did. It kind of just shifted. I was gonna make a comment. It ain't racing if you ain't rubbing. There's a little bit of a tussle going on with a couple of guys there. Kind of going back and forth. Looks like roughly, 8th on, maybe 6th to 8th on. There's a few spots in there where they're kind of picking the low and high line. So, I don't necessarily think that it's the high line has gone away, as you can see now that there are a number of cars up on that high side getting a train rolling. You got Michelle out in the lead at the moment. You were talking pretty highly on him. Looks like him and Brenner are battling it back and forth.
Yeah, Danny Michelle, Los Angeles, California, USA, in the 25 machine is back out front where he, finished the season last year, and the clash at the very beginning this season, that was not a points race. So we got guys jockeying around there. You saw Bradley Young pushing Michelle, but then Bradley Young took a dive to the inside, left Michelle out to dry, and now the inside line's trying to battle back, and Michelle doesn't have a good pusher. Number 4 now comes up behind Michelle and gives him a good tap, sends him forward a little bit. But I feel like this is going to change. It's constantly going to change as people look for, who they want as a dancing partner towards the end. And I keep saying it over and over, but you're not going to win this race alone. You need a partner, a good pusher to get you to the end. Oh, as Danny Michelle gets a little loose there from a little too hard of a push from Bradley. A big wreck out back. Did you see that? Oh my God, there's cars all over the track in the back. We got our 8th caution.
I did catch the end of that, but we are going to go to a replay, see if we can see what happened. We didn't quite catch it. Looks like the 89. Oh, high line.
Yeah, it looks like Mitchell Wilson just checks up. It looks like he just stopped. That outside line checked up, and he almost took a stop. Let's watch it again from above.
I was going to say, correct me if I'm wrong, but wouldn't that be the second one he's been involved in?
Yeah, and it was just a freight train from guys up front. And unfortunately, I want to say, look at Colton Brenner was involved in that up front all day. Gets involved in that wreck right there. That might send him to the back. Unfortunately, but that started up way further up front than I thought. That started, up towards the front, and everybody checks up. And then I think the 88 just couldn't slow it down. There goes Colton.
Yeah, looks like it was kind of just a chain reaction, and just the 46 kind of just quickly slowed down and just kind of got caught up there.
Well, you see right there, you see the 25 gets a big push, gets a little out of so that started in the beginning. Then the 3 has to check up. Then the guys behind him have to check up. That freight train all the way to the almost middle of the pack by the time there was a accident. And you see it almost right here. You see Michelle kind of get out of shape right there, right here. Now, 1 car slows down, the 3 slows down, everybody else gets out of whack, and then all the way back behind the 19, and it ends up sending the 46 around.
Yeah, and might I also point out that while you're talking about what happened up front, if you put the two into correlated with each other, we were actually watching from Michelle's back bumper as that started happening. So when you pointed out that Barnes had gotten him a little bit loose, that is exactly what caused that.
Yeah, it's amazing how far back and how long that took to develop, but that was, the reason why that developed.
Yes. It's insane at this track, like something like that happens. Just you would think with as big a track as it is, people have some time to react, but really it happens so quick. I mean, these guys are moving right along at, I would imagine, 170 plus miles an hour. And, there's not a lot of time to react to stuff like that when it happens.
Yeah, yeah, we have the replay, so it's what what we gotta you know do in our living room is we play the quarterback, the couch quarterback, but these guys don't have that option. What's happening for them is happening right on the track in split seconds, and you don't have time to you know react at all.
No, you don't. There's split second decisions, and these guys go through, a lot of time experience that they've had on track, and training themselves to be quick with their reflexes, just to be able to handle, or at least attempt to handle, those kind of situations. So these guys, no matter what aspect it is, they are athletes in their own right.
You're absolutely right. And just real quick, if I could get this in, another sponsor of ours is Golden Racing. Golden Racing is a professional racing brand of ARCA Menard Series driver Chris Golden, a determined competitor for Elk City, Oklahoma, chasing his dream and uh, advancing to NASCAR. Operating on a low budget, Chris is actively seeking partners and sponsorship to help fuel his journey. Alongside his ARCA efforts, he's an active member admin of Four Wide Motorsports League and its partner league, Leadfoot Racing League, staying connected with the racing community both on and off the track.
It looked, if I may, real quick, it looks like we had a comment in our live chat from home. It says, I'm not sure what it stands for, but NCQMA, where Sarge sponsors my son's quarter midget.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh,
Yeah,
looks
there's
like
a lot of talk about where Sarge races, local track racing. So that's great that they bring this to the kids level too, and everybody tries to help each other out, like we were talking before. But the pace lights are back on. I thought they were off. We're gonna go around one more time. Yeah,
Okay.
as our producer mentioned, Chris Norris is who we're talking about from Loris, South Carolina, USA. His nickname is Sarge. And yeah, they were talking about the North Carolina Quarter Midget Association. Thank you, Cootie, Shadow. Appreciate that. And I guess they all know each other. And this is what iRacing and racing is all about, is bringing all these people together in different ways, and all supporting each other. So yeah, this is what these leagues do. So proud to be a part of this.
Did you see Sarge's rear bumper? It looks like he's been pushed around a little bit.
Yeah, he's having a hard time of it today, but I love that VFW does a lot for veterans, and he's a veteran himself, and we really appreciate his service and stuff. I hate to see him getting beat up out there, but that's what these super speedways do.
Yes, and to talk on that for a second, my dad passed away in 2022 from complications of cancer, and I just want to take a moment, and I'm sure I can speak on behalf of everybody here. Thank you to veterans, active military across the world. Thank you for your service and sacrifice for all the things that we get to do like this tonight. So thank you to all of you service members out there.
Absolutely agree with you 100% as the pace car dips in, and we are through the starting zone, and look who's in the lead. Daniel Michel, our Season 2 champion, and he's out to a great start. But here comes the rest of the field and getting in line and seeing what line picks up and who's pushing who here as we go into turn 1. Now, real quick, this is where we're used to seeing Danny Michel is way out in front of everybody, and you know, nobody can really catch him, but he's going to need help. He cannot run this track on his own, and he cannot get out to a lead like he's used to. So he's going to have to take some pushing help as Deegan Burns takes the HEMA North Carolina USA Midwest Motorsports driver on the 04 machine there, giving Daniel some help. So they're out to a great lead right now. Bradley Young's out there trying to connect with them. But the rest of the field is still trying to sort it out behind them.
Yes, and let's make sure we keep an eye on some of those guys who were strong early on, like Cannon. He's sitting in 10th. Brenner is sitting back there in 14th. Some of these guys who were up near the front early on, you know, they're back there, but you know, they could definitely still make a move up there as we're about to be coming up on 25 to go.
Yeah, 25 to go. The laps are going away quicker and quicker as we go on. It's not much time left to find that guy that you really trust that's going to push you up to the front. So right now that inside line looks really good, and that outside line kind of falling apart. Guys are still trying to figure that out. Look, as you only got 4 cars up there, that's not much of a drafting pack up there. Unfortunately, they're not going to move very, very quickly to the front unless you get a little bit of side draft. But no, Wayne goes up there in another car in front of him. So now that, see, at any moment, at any time, those lines change. Look at the nobody behind Landon Brown. That breaks up that front line. The 89, he's coming in to the pits, it looks like, or just drops down to the infield. Drops down to the infield. No, going into the pits.
And a
We'll
problem
have to
with
keep an eye on his pit tracker, see if he takes tires or fuel. But he is way up the draft. I don't see, as we go 3 wide to the second, third row of the racing circuit, still 3 wide. Going through turn 1, down the back stretch. Everybody evens out. Oh no, and the 60 turns himself or gets up in front of Brenier, and now Colton is in big trouble. The 60's around. Our Australian buddy, Bill Cramsey, once again. Very unfortunate for him tonight.
and Brenner, he was involved.
Yeah,
in
Colton Brenner. Yeah, it looked like Colton really had nowhere to go, and it was 3 wide, and just everybody ran out of space right there. It would be a good Tracy, if we could get a top view of that to see where they were at. Perfect view right there. As you'll see, the 60's down low, the 14 comes up. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. That's a racing incident. Looks like the 60 was coming off the bottom, and the 14 was trying to avoid the 8 on the outside, so he was coming down at the see. You can see them both going up and down at the same time.
Yeah, I think that's just a racing accident where they didn't quite realize they were there at the time.
Yeah, very unfortunate, but most of the rest of the field gets through with not much damage to speak of, but I'm sure that's going to put a lot of the other guys in the back of the field. Real quick, just want to mention another sponsor, LB SimShots. LB SimShots, owned and operated by Leadfoot Racing League's own Landon Brown. Transforms virtual racing moments into high-quality broadcast-ready visuals, delivering sharp and professional imagery, and enhances the precision of drivers, teams, and sim racing leagues. I'm gonna tell you what, guys. If any of you guys in the chat right now want a picture done of your own driver, or your favorite driver, uh, get a hold of one of us. LB Sim Shots get you professional, absolutely real looking race shots of iRacing cars. Side by side with a real picture, you could not tell the difference. They are amazing. Thinking about getting one done for myself so I could put it in my sim room, but definitely check him out. Landon does an amazing job at that. Well, with 22 laps to go, probably about 20 laps to go by the time we go green, I think these might be our last pit stops because you can make it here on fuel if we don't have too many more cautions.
Yes, sir. I think those of them that are pitting now will probably be set up to be a little bit better there at the end than the guys that didn't go in. So I don't see too many more pit stops happening before the end of the race. I'd say that this kind of lines up with everybody's last strategy.
Oh yeah, no, you're absolutely right, and lot of racing left, and we have hold on real quick here. We have a shout out for Sarge. Meat Fist is in the chat. I love that name. Meat Fist 7952 says TY for your service. That's awesome, man. There he is, Chris Norris, South Carolina, USA, in the 56 Chevy SS. Beautiful looking car. Oh, and look at that. The back end's all nice and new.
Yeah. Earlier when I was mentioning my dad, I forgot to mention that he was a Vietnam and Desert Storm veteran. So he was a CW5 in the Army. So that's why I brought that in. I meant to mention it at the time, but there was a lot going on. So that is why I wanted to show appreciation for everybody. So
Yeah, no, man. Thank your dad for his service, and I hope he's getting better. And our thoughts and prayers are with him. As the pace truck, I keep wanting to say pace car, but pace truck lights are off again, so we're gonna go green this time. Look at Jonathan Christian sitting in second place, up 30 spots from the beginning of that race, of this race. What an amazing accomplishment there.
yeah, I haven't seen a whole lot of him up near the front until now. What's
All right, hang tight, folks. I think we lost the stream. Tracy, got a copy? I have nothing on Discord.
I also have a froze screen.
All right.
Yes.
Gotcha now. No, we'll just pick it up from when you come back live. All right, so sorry about that, folks. A little bit of technical difficulties. Didn't see what that caution was for, and unfortunately, it looks like it has changed the leaderboard quite a bit. And we're gonna have to pick it up from where we left off, but looks we got Landon Brown, we got Bradley Young, Jonathan Christensen, Hunter Carlson's up front, Harold Rothery, Daniel Michelle, Deegan Burns, Wayne Cannon, Colton Alderman. Yeah, there's your top 5 there. Yep, Landon Brown in the 5, Dustin Glenn in the 80, Bradley Young in the 89, Jonathan Christensen in the 27, Hunter Carlson in the 32, rounding out your top 5 right there. And as we get going with the pace lights off on the truck, we're going to have 17 laps to go. Actually, 16 at the line, I believe.
Yeah, this is definitely about to be go time. You'll see these guys getting a little bit more, or a lot more, aggressive about moving as the laps tick down. The pace truck comes off, and we are green flag, sponsored by Kids Deserve Dad's green flag.
Absolutely, and you know, what a great start by Landon Brown, and Glenn is right behind him in the 80 car there. But you're absolutely right. These guys are going to be looking to make big moves here. Where's the big move going to come from? Are these guys in the back waiting for the big move to come up front? You know, that big wreck again at the end, or are these guys up front just trying to push through it and get ahead of it? You never know. Daytona racing at its best.
Yeah, you know, these front guys are going to be trying to get as far away from everybody else as they can, but I honestly, it could come from, you know, anywhere a little bit behind that. These guys a little bit further back are going to be really pushing hard, trying to get up to the front where they can make a move at that last moment.
Yeah, well, it looked like the bottom line fell apart a little bit there, and that top line came together really good. As you can see, that top line has quite a few more cars in it than the bottom line, and the bottom line just looks like there's only 3 cars real tight up against each other, and then when you get back to the 27, I believe it is, quite a bit of space there. So the outside line has about 6 or 7 cars right up tight to each other, and that's going to make a huge difference. That bottom line is going to run out of steam real quick if that top line could get you know, get a little bit more tightened up. Get a good picture of Hunter Carlson, Peoria, Illinois, USA. This is a Golden Chef. That's Hunter Carlson doing a lot of the wraps and stuff for Golden Chef Race Shop. He's a real good guy on this league. He does a lot for us. He's an admin over here, and really puts in a lot of work.
Yeah, he definitely does. Your Highline and high line and low line are right now they're just trying to get tightened up, see if they can push one or the other ahead of the ahead. This is definitely where you're gonna see those teammate moves if they're together, pushing each other forward, and then most of the time there at the end is kind of when everybody kind of goes for themselves. As bad as that sounds, but
Yeah, and I'm gonna just jump in here and say the first 14 cars are within a second of first place. Bradley Young right now is out front, but that they're all right within a second of each other. And I know they would want to be a little closer than that, but really your competitive guys are the top five right here. That first real good bunched up pack. Those guys are all within striking distance of each other. But still what a race for 33 guys to start this field, and having the top 14 being with a second of each other is phenomenal in the ARCA series here at Daytona.
yes, that is definitely incredible. Looks like your bottom line is getting that edge at the moment. Not sure what's making the top line fall off. Maybe a little bit of mixed cars, as you see. They're all trying to start planning their next move. That bottom line is definitely a lot more organized. Those front three on that bottom are starting to pull away.
Absolutely, but if you watch a lot of these guys on the bottom line, they're coming way off the bottom line. It's like their tires are giving up on them. Like you see the 27 there getting way out of line. The other car behind the 27 getting way up in line. So they're kind of pushing that top line out. And I think the guys on the top line are getting a little nervous that those guys are going to come up into them. So it doesn't seem like the top line is getting a real good solid draft up there, because they're having to snake around the guys on the bottom line coming off that bottom edge right there. As you see the 99 go way to the inside. Ron Walters takes a run below the yellow line.
We got a yellow out.
Oh, another caution. Oh no, an under caution. Under caution, we got a wreck. 27 way up into the wall. But what caused our first caution? We have to go. This is live. We're going to have to go to the replay to find our first caution. What caused our caution? And this is way back in the field. Oh, it looks like Chris Norris and the 60 get kind of out of sorts there. Collect each other, and then they were in a pack way behind the lead pack.
Or
But
Bill.
still, these guys they're racing for points, so.
Yeah, and poor Bill Cramsey, he's just not having a very good night.
Yeah, it looks like Bill was trying to choose a line where he was going to go or who he was going to follow, and then unfortunately Sarge got into the back of him. And look at the three crab walking into the pits, sideways into the pits. Because after that, the rest of the whole field got into each other. Hal Rothery with the meatball there. Of course, his car is definitely junked. Hopefully he has a replay. I mean, a fast repair. Yeah, look at that. Everybody was checking up, and the 04 didn't get the memo, and unfortunately drives through the back of the 27. Who's Jonathan Christensen. Oh, and hard hit into the 3. And then the 3 gets into a couple cars underneath them. So a lot of cars in that mess. Unfortunately, that came. Oh, wait a minute. Was that a little extracurricular, maybe?
Can we get eyes on that up there?
Yeah, can we get eyes on?
27 and 32.
Oh, we're going way far back now. Yep. Here it is again. The 27 and yeah, the 27 and the 32 kind of get hooked up there. 27 is trying to get going, and Hunter Carlson. Oh, Hunter Carlson's not happy.
I think he must have assumed that he just went way up, like with no help. That might be a little bit of a something to keep an eye on, because I think there's a bit
of.
of.
I think Hunter Carlson's steering is broke there, so you could see his steering wheel's way off center. So I think Hunter Carlson was trying to get the car to turn in, and it just, with the damage on his car, it was just going out that way. So it looks pretty vicious, but you could see Hunter Carlson's hands on the steering wheel. He never turns in. He never turns into the car on the outside there. See his hands? He never really turns into him. Just trying to fight that wheel, because his steering is definitely snapped.
Fair enough.
Oh yeah, that looked very vicious.
Yeah, it did. There was a lot to watch there and decipher.
Oh, absolutely. And we have the power replay, so when we analyze this stuff, we could see it a little better. But I'm sure in the heat of the moment, it doesn't seem that it goes that way. But definitely, the power replay gets everybody calmed down and thinking with cooler heads.
And we now have we have to watch some of these bits and pieces of throughout the race stories unfolding a little bit here. Golden has been near the what?
Yes, get him in quick.
Yep, do it quickly.
We're gonna bring Dustin Glenn. We got you up here in the broadcast booth. I know you're out there putting in work, but you're sitting in third or fourth place. How are you feeling out there?
We're nervous coming to these last 5 here. Just hope we can keep it straight and get a good, solid finish out of this.
Yeah, it's been very chaotic, but you're doing a great job, man. I wish you the best of luck. Go get him, brother.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely.
So you hear there for Dustin Glenn in the 80 up front there. Was he? Is he in fourth?
He's just
or third. I think he's in third.
He's in third, and he's very obviously, and worth the feeling of nervousness, because these last number of laps are going to be pretty chaotic. Everybody's got to kind of watch themselves. So
yeah, I'll tell you what. I've only had one Daytona win, and that was in the Truck Series, and I came back from deep in the field to win that, because everybody else up front gets a little too excited. So we're gonna have to pay real close attention on what everybody else is doing. But we got some heavy hitters up front. Bradley Young's been in this league. Landon Brown's been in this league. Glenn, real good guy, races around these guys. Burns, Golden, Michelle, Cannon, and we got a green flag going. Kids deserve dads. Green flag. 7 laps to go. Bradley Young is out front. Landon Brown right behind him. Here comes Glenn on the inside, looking for help on right behind him. But that outside line, they get to push out first. Landon Brown down to the inside. You can see the whole field is getting squirrely, trying to figure out where to go, where they want to be.
yes, and that bottom line is taken off. The guys in that high line need to get it together and start helping each other push forward, or they're gonna fall way far back as you see here.
Absolutely, as we come by this time, 5 to go. 5 more laps left, and they don't wreck it 80. Brought to you by Eastern Technical Designs, 4 Wide Motorsports. What a race it's been, it really has, man. You can't expect Daytona to go clean the whole time. You're going to expect at least the big one and a couple stragglers. All in all, great race with a lot of new guys. As Daniel Michel gets hung out outside, nobody's there to help him. You got to wonder if that's... Go ahead, finish the thought.
I was gonna say he's still hanging in there, battling for that second position now, and now he's got some help from Chris Golden and a few others, and they're making a push up towards the front now. Looks like Daniel Michel is. Oh, we've got a wreck behind the 88 of Wes Wigan.
Good green, they kept it going. 4 laps to go, coming down to 3 laps this time. Hey, look at this. We got Chris Golden, Mr. ARCA himself, on the outside of Daniel Michel. Wayne Cannon pushing Chris Golden. Bradley Young pushing Daniel Michel. And they're coming down to 3 laps to go here. This is going to be one hell of a finish. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not on the edge of your seat right now, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to show you guys any more excitement. Oh, as we got a bunch of guys in. Oh no. 12th caution of the race. That's going to bring out a green, white, checkered after this. And that takes out a bunch of guys that were right there, right behind Golden and Cannon.
Yeah, it's definitely no good, and unfortunately Hunter Carlson got the really bad end of that. He's got a lot of front end damage on that car. That's unfortunate for him.
Yeah,
we're
let's
gonna
take
go
a replay. Man, it just looks like a pushing deal. Guys pushing a little too hard into the corner, and it just gets people a little. Yeah, there it is. Just a little out of sorts, you know. Guys pushing, guys are checking up.
Well, like I said, you know, these guys, these last few laps are going to be aggressive and trying to push themselves as close as they can for that big move near the end. And unfortunately, sometimes, you know, this is a result of that. You know, just that's part of racing. You know, we get amped up, and unfortunately, you know, these guys got a little too anxious.
Oh yeah, no, definitely, and you could see from that inside car view is you know, when you're sucked right up behind somebody trying to push them in the draft, you can't see what's going on in front of them, so you don't know the guy in front of them is checking up, and by the time you figure that out, it's too late because you're already in. Like, look at this. How do you know what's going on in front of you? You know, in front of that guy you're pushing. You're just trying to stay behind the guy, and if he slows up, you don't have any time to slow up.
And even if you do, you don't know what's going to happen from behind you either.
No, you don't. Yeah, so one of our biggest movers of the race as of right now is Alex Wilson, who's up 19 spots, making his way up, and he's got some fans in the chat. Meatball Fist over there is saying Wilson's making his way up, and he certainly is one of our biggest movers of the race. Also, Jonathan Christensen is up 19 spots, but he's back in 13th place right now.
I will also, at the moment, let you know that appears that we, out of the out of the 32 cars that started the race, we're down to 3 laps to go. We've only got, it looks like 17 cars running right now.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, because we got Daniel Worthington with a meatball. Ian Widdick is in the pits with a meatball. Hunter Carlson is in the pits with a meatball. And Harold Rothery with a black flag and a meatball. So black flag might have been speeding in the pits or something, but definitely doesn't have a fast repair, or we would see him back out on the track. But those guys are going to sit and park it in the garage until the end of this one. Look at the damage on that car.
That is definitely tough. These guys spend a lot of time practicing for this night, and you know, they take a lot of time practicing any week, but you know, to get down to 3 laps to go, and you're having to sit on pit lane in your pit box, you know, at this stage of the race, you know, it's heartbreaking.
Oh, it absolutely is. You never want to watch the end of this race from the pits. You know, you always want to be up front there. But let's go over your order real quick for me, Chase. Tell me what we got for the top 10 here.
Looks like we've got, correct me if I'm wrong, but defending champion Daniel Michel and leading at the moment, followed by Bradley Young, Landon Brown, Dustin Glenn, Chris Golden rounds out your top 5, Wayne Cannon, Ron Walters, David Warmuth, I got mixed up a bit. I believe Alex Wilson's in there. Yes, there he is. And Hayden Bloomer rounds out your top 10.
Excellent, man. That's your top 10, but it could be anybody's race back here.
Oh yeah, any of the guys outside of the top 10 could very easily in these last 3 laps find their way, you know, somewhere up in the top 5 easily.
So just a race update too. We got 22 cars out there right now that have joined back. So I was wrong. A lot of those guys that had that meatball had a fast repair and are back out on the track right now. Look at that. Lead changes. 13 drivers.
For 23
lead changes. Unbelievable. What a race. 3 laps to go. I think we're inside the green-white checkered because we had that caution with 3 to go. So this is it.
This is definitely your 3-lap shootout.
Yeah, so, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but here they come. They're going to take the green flag here. This is your kids deserve dad's green flag restart right here, and we're green flag racing. But if they make it around and take the white flag, next flag finishes the race.
I believe you're right. And this is where these guys are going to be giving it everything they got. There is no holding back at this point. So you definitely want to keep your eyes on Michelle, Golden, Cannon, Warmuth, Glenn, a lot of these guys that have been around a little bit. As you see, I believe that was the 89. Got a little loose. Oh,
and did they make the white flag? No caution out. They did make the white flag. Final lap. And they're going to go and finish it. So there was a lot of big pushes there. Like you said, there was a lot of pushing there. And that's what caused all that. But now we got Michelle, Glenn, and Golden Cannon right behind him trying to catch Golden. Do they have enough? Golden and Cannon are in the draft together, but I don't know if they have enough. They take the outside, but the block comes. Where does the block come? Oh, he turned Michelle. Oh, Cannon!
Oh my God!
The leaders are checkered flag. Brought to you by Left Foot TV. I don't know who won that race.
Oh my gosh!
We are
Judging by
showing Ron Walters in first, Glenn in the 80 in second, and Christensen in the 27, up 29 spots from the start of this race in third place.
wow.
What a finish.
Wow.
Wayne Cannon and ends up in 13th with a meatball. And these are unofficial results right now. We'll have to let the ticker decide that. But right now, Ron Walters in the 99 from Charlestown, South Carolina, is your Daytona Don't Wreck It 80 ARCA Series 3, the third series. That is your winner. And as we look back, oh, we went way back there. Oh, this is the last lap. So this is the whole last lap. So, yeah, go through this again, Chase. Tell me what you were seeing.
It looks like both low and high line are pushing really hard, trying to get either line ahead of the other. You got the 25, the 9, the 89 got loose there. You got 25, the 80 and Golden there, and as they're coming across here, this would have been the last lap here.
Yeah, here they are in the last lap right here. You see the 25, Glenn in the 80. They're hooked up and they're going, and then Chris Golden's right behind them. But Wayne Cannon catches up, but see, Chris Golden goes to the outside there. Now, I didn't think they had enough to catch up, but you see the 80 come up a little bit off the track. It looks like a little block on Chris, but then Chris hooks up with the 80, and it almost like he gives a push that spins out the 25, and then everybody else just drives by for the finish.
Yep, that's definitely what I saw too. That's, like I said, that's being in the right moment at the right time, and Walters just happened to be there at the right time where he was carrying so much momentum, and Glenn on the bottom was he had just checked up for all that, and so he wasn't quite going as fast, and Walters just had that speed and was able to drive around him and just get him at the line.
Yeah, just by a couple feet there, you'll see he won the race just a couple feet. But we'll step away real quick, get your finishers all lined up for post-race interviews, and we'll be right back.
Sounds good.
Welcome back to Four Wide Motorsports Network. We just concluded the Don't Wreck It 80 from Daytona, brought to you by Eastern Technical Designs, Four Wide Motorsports, and many other sponsors. And I've come down here to interview Jonathan Christensen, who came up 30 spots to take the podium position, third place. Mr. Christensen, uh, tell us how that race went for you, man. What are you feeling right now?
Shocked, scared, nervous. I was just gonna say, to come from the back on that restart, I didn't think I had a chance.
No, that was absolutely amazing, man. And is there anything you would do a little different, a little better next time? Next race, this is a points race, third place. That's a lot of points. Are you going to, come back next week and put up another great race?
I'm gonna try to. And then if I could do anything better, I think I'd probably keep a set of tires just in case we did go to a green and white checkered. I'd say probably have it ready to go just in case.
Oh, excellent, man. So I'm going to hand you over the microphone. Congratulations on your third place finish. This is your time to shine, man. Give a shout out to anybody you'd like and your sponsors.
I'd like to thank my crew chiefs. I'd like to thank Crowfoot Wraps for designing my vehicle. I'd like to thank the good Lord above for watching over us while we race, Lord. And I thank you for having me.
Excellent, man. Once again, congratulations. That's Jonathan Christensen and the number 27 coming into third place. Chase, I'm going to send it down to you because I understand you got our second place finisher, Dustin Glenn.
Yes, I do. Dustin Glenn, you also had a very notable night with gaining 18 spots. How did tonight go for you? How are you feeling? Did you how do you feel about how it went tonight?
I think the racing was good. A lot of cautions, more than what I've seen in this race league, but that's how Daytona goes. A lot of ups and downs. I was fortunate enough to be there at the end. Hated the way that end did come down, but really nothing you can do when it comes down to racing like that. So
I agree. That is definitely a Daytona thing. I'm going to hand the mic over to you, and feel free to shout out and thank your sponsors and everybody that gets you to where you're at now.
Kind of new to the game, so got to thank 252 practicing with me, getting me used to these NASCARs. Been up here in the booth for a little while now, so it's nice to get behind the wheel of the car, see how I could do. Got to thank FRS. They're a sponsor that keeps me going day in and day out. Got to thank everybody that puts this on. Thank you guys over there at Leadfoot TV, FWM for hosting this, and really hope that you get to come back next week and show them that, Daytona's just a fluke and that's what the track's all about.
All righty. Well, thank you, Dustin. Congratulations on your second place. I'm going to send it back over to you, Charles. I believe you're there in victory lane with our Don't Wreck It 80 winner.
Yeah, Chase, thanks a lot. And I am down here in Victory Lane with Mr. Ron Walters from Charleston, South Carolina, in the 99 Chevy SS Monte Carlo. Ron Walters, congratulations, first place, huge points to start off the season. Tell us what you were thinking, man. How does it feel to win Daytona?
Well, yes, I'm pretty thrilled and kind of shocked. I'm not. I'm usually a mid-pack driver at best, so I was fortunate to be up here. I drove from the back after a few hiccups a few times, so I was kind of surprised at how things were going tonight, and I'm really surprised that I ended up in first.
Yeah, no, congratulations. You worked your butt off and made all the right decisions and did everything you had to stay up there and be up there at the right time. Daytona is a track that will do that to you, and you played it perfectly. But next week, we're going to Kansas Speedway. You're excited about that? Anything you want to do different for that race, or anything you have you want to take back from this race?
Well, nothing from here can go to Kansas. Kansas is going to be one you want to practice a lot at and try to manage tire wear and figure out how to run the fast lap through a whole fuel cycle. I'm just happy to have this first win I've ever gotten in any league, and first one. So I got that out the way, and now I can focus on just having a good time for the rest of the season.
Absolutely, Ron. Congratulations once again. I'm going to hand you the microphone, and would you like to thank your sponsors or anybody that's supporting you tonight for this win?
Oh yeah, man! All the guys we race with, good group of guys. The race control for trying to manage this whole zoo. I know it was kind of a rough night. The Whitewater Express car wash on my car, and Rusty Modesty. I appreciate the free car washes that I still think I got coming. I'm waiting. And my buddy Harold Rothery, man, he supports me here. He cheers me on. He keeps me straight on what nights we're racing, what times, and where to be. So I'd have a hard time keeping up with all this without Harold, man. And we run good together and have a good time chatting all night long.
Well, that's exactly what it's all about. Good friendships, and this league is not short of any of that. But once again, Ron Walters, man, congratulations! Hard-fought win for you, and way to put your name and your car in victory lane tonight. Good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
No, not a problem, man. Congratulations. And now I am going to go over real quick. We're going to go over the finishing order because we have a special guest tonight. And I want to bring in our race sponsor also. But we're going to go with first place finisher, Ron Walters in the 99. Second place, Dustin Glenn in the 80. Third place goes to Jonathan Christensen in 27. Landon Brown in fourth. Alex Wilson in fifth. Colton Brenier in sixth. Hayden Bloomer in seventh. Chris Norris in eighth. Wes Wigan in ninth. And Deegan Burns in 10th.
And 11th was Daniel Michaud. 12th was Chris Golden. 13th was Wayne Cannon. 14th was Emmett Crow. 15th was David Warmuth. 16th was Dallas Sunderman. 17th was Colin Nadolzin. 18th was Daniel Worthington. 19th was Colton Alderman, and 20th was Bradley Young. Sorry about that. There was a hiccup there.
Yeah, sometimes the order will do that to you, but 21st is Hunter Carlson, 22nd, Bill Cramsey, Ian Whittick is 23rd, Harold Rothery is 24th, Patrick Linthier is 26th, Joshua Tesler is 27th, Mitchell Wilson 25th, TJ Skinner 28th, Haley Moody, Yogi Schleer is in 29th, and for some reason Haley Moody's on here in 32nd, but we got Drew King, Daniel Jones, and Mason Miller rounding out the field 30, 31, and 33. But I would like to bring in David Wormuth real quick. David, you sponsored the race. Don't Wreck It 80. Thank you for that. You have some microphone time for putting this on for us. So thank you for donating to this race and all facets of the race. So, David, what was this race about for you?
Well, I almost didn't wreck it. I mean, I got there to the end, and I drove through quite a few of those wrecks, man. And I don't know what happened there at the end. I have to look at the replay, but man, I almost got it. I was looking at the top five, maybe coming to the checkers for that win, but it ended how it finished, how it started. So, but
Yeah, no, you had that car. You had that number 8 up front, just about all race, and we were rooting for you, and you had a big fan club in in the chat for you there. But it's Daytona. Anything happens at Daytona. But we really do appreciate you putting the race on, man, and really appreciate your sponsorship and stuff. So you think you're gonna sponsor any more and go for it again, or is this the last one?
Oh yeah, I'm roaring and ready to go, man. Let's get some racing done. I mean, tonight, look at what we did for all these kids and dads out there tonight. Hey, I know last race on Wednesday with Golden, we raised over $400 for kids deserve dads. And tonight, we'll look at what happened. I mean, this is for everybody else. We're all out there racing for a good reason, a good cause, and I hope we can do a lot more good stuff in the future.
Well, from everybody at Four Wide Motorsports and us here at Four Wide Motorsports Network, man, we want to thank you for your support and your continued success in this league. We're rooting for you, man. We're got a good friend in David here. So, ladies and gentlemen, David Wormuth, sponsor of tonight's race. And just real quick, we're going to bring in a special guest here. Bill Cramsley is from Australia, New South Wales, Australia. Don't know where that is. Sydney. Bill Cramsley, welcome to Four Wide Motorsports. Tell us a little bit about yourself and why you wanted to join Circle Track Racing.
Yeah, g'day, mate. Yeah, no, it's I'm happy to be here, and thanks to the team here for allowing me to be here. I'm from Sydney, Australia, on the east coast of Australia. There, we got no fuel where I live at the moment, so I have to come here and race a little bit more as a race car driver on the Circle Track. We didn't entirely have a good start. It's my first race of the network, but I carried a bit of damage from the first couple of laps, and controllability issues throughout the rest of the race, unfortunately.
I'll tell you what, Bill, man, you did a good job, and it is Daytona. Daytona's a rough track to race at, and that's one heck of a race to be thrown into for street stock racing at oval racing. But we are so happy to have you here, man, and I wish you the best of luck for the rest of the season. Glad to have you along, Bill.
Yeah, I appreciate you all, and thanks very much. I appreciate it.
Hold on one second.
Not a
Producer
problem.
Tracy here. Just want to ask you real quick, Bill. I've never talked to anyone personally from Australia, but if you would indulge me here, just tell me, what time is it there in Sydney, New South Wales, Australia?
It's currently 2:28 p.m. on Saturday, so a little bit in the future there for you guys.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Boy.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, this guy's racing in the future. How are we going to keep up with him if he has a good race?
What
Couldn't
is
see those crashes coming?
the future like on Saturday?
Don't have the lottery numbers, unfortunately.
That's awesome, Bill. Hey, man, once again, we're so happy to have you, man, and welcome to Four Wide Motorsport.
Thanks very much. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
So, just a little housekeeping. I would like to mention that we do offer sponsorships for whole races, half races, flags. Tracy, there it is. The Four Wide Motorsports Network, Four Wide Motorsports Racing Sponsorship Package. There's a package for everybody. Get your name for $15 on a race, your pole award $10, green flag $7. Guys, you got a birthday coming up, your kid's birthday. I don't know, do it for an anniversary. Sit down with your wife, watch a good race on a Friday night, and we'll mention her name for every green flag or every caution, the white flag, checkered flag, or like David Wormuth did. He bought the full race and got an interview after the race or before the race. And it includes everything. So, guys, there's packages for everybody in there, and you don't need to have some sort of business or whatever to name. You could just put a name there. You could choose some goofy thing you want us to mention. Keep it PG. We are live on YouTube, but as long as you keep it PG, we can come up with all sorts of funny things. And we do have some talented guys that can make you graphics too. So if you talk to us about that, we could definitely hook you up, and for relatively cheap. That's $7. Get your name mentioned all race. That's quite the deal right there. Other than that, I'd like to mention Four Wide Motorsports. thanks to Wayne Cannon, we offer tons of different things to do here at Four Wide Motorsports. It's just not about iRacing and NASCAR. It's also NASCAR 25 over on PlayStation. It's about we have drag racing thing that they do. We have monster trucks that we do. We're trying to get a fishing league going, not a fishing league, but a fishing contest going. Football season, we do all sorts of picks. They're doing NASCAR, fantasy NASCAR picks and stuff like that. This league has so much to do and so much to offer. Please look us up on the Discord code down at the bottom there. And ask to join. You could join a number of different things we have to offer. Other than that, I would just like to go over our sponsors before we get out of here. Eastern Technical Design is a main sponsor here. This main sponsor for the ARCA series in season 3. 213 Sim. We got Golden Racing. We got W Energy. Four Wide Motorsports Network YouTube, which you're watching us live. We got Angry Chef Designs, Golden Racing League, Leadfoot Racing League, Crowfoot Wraps. We got LB Sim Shots, Golden Chef Speed Shop, and Crown Awards. All are. And then I would like to ask Chase, what did you think about tonight's race in closing, buddy?
Tonight's race was full of a lot. There was I didn't quite catch what it was, but I believe it was 13 or 14 yellows. But in those 12 yellows, sorry about that. There was 12 yellows for the whole race, but there was also a lot of action. Some drivers, unfortunately, didn't have it go their way, and others, like our winner tonight, just happened to be there at the right place at the right time and was able to take advantage. So overall, I mean, the race itself was great, action packed. Nothing less than what you could expect at Daytona at any given time. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited going into seeing how all these guys do at my home track of Kansas Speedway next week. It's gonna be fun to see how everyone goes into that race next week.
Yeah, absolutely, Chase, man. It's been a pleasure with you in the booth here. And like you said, man, everybody turn in, same place, same time next week, 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. Eastern at Kansas Motor Speedway right here on Four Wide Motorsports Network. On behalf of Tracy Brown, Chase Cole, everybody here at Four Wide Motorsports, I'm Charles Chuchoberg saying goodnight from Daytona Motor Speedway. Guys, have a great week.